This review covers my actual experience of using the Samsung Galaxy M16 5G or the F16, same phones, one sells on Amazon and the other one on Flipkart. And the first thing to note with this phone is the Antutu score, showcased everywhere. I think it's alright for the price, but not so high that one would write it on the forehead or something. Also, this is the 4GB RAM variant that I have tested, and if this variant runs smoothly, then 6GB and 8GB options are certainly going to be worth considering. You will of course find out as we progress, and if you have any questions or suggestions, you can always type them in the comment section. I like the design and the mint green color. It looks better than the previous model and backside feels more premium this time. The plastic frame around the screen and camera are raised, which can provide some protection in case of a minor drop. It's also on the slim and light side. The weight distribution and build quality are decent. It is comfortable to hold. Again, from the back it looks like the design of some higher end Samsung A series models. Plastic but decent for the price, I believe, and it does pick up dust or smudges, but they are not very noticeable on this light color. I didn't find any quality issues. Just in the design, I feel like the side mounted fingerprint scanner is a bit too flushed. Sometimes my finger lands on the wrong spot, and because it is flushed, pressing it to turn the phone on or off requires a slight effort, but it works well. And the M16 of course also has double tap to wake and sleep, which alternatively gets the job done. When you turn it on for the first time, ads will appear, and after cleaning and removing the bloatware or the unnecessary apps, app opening speed seems fine. The refresh rate is 90Hz and I can say it is decent. But before we spoil the mood by talking about the software in detail, let's discuss the display a bit. And the picture quality of this display is very good. In budget phones, Samsung's Super AMOLED provides the best viewing experience. Also, the M16's screen felt brighter to me than some other mid-range phones with higher nits, both in dark scenes and general use. That's why outdoor visibility in direct sunlight is also good. I preferred using it in natural mode. It also has wideband L1 support and decent size for content consumption. The notch is definitely there and I don't have much of an issue with the notch, but the footpath at the bottom is kind of messing things up. Smaller than before, but needs to be even smaller, I would say. All the calls I made with this phone were a great experience. The mics and earpiece are both fine. The proximity sensor and Wi-Fi calling work correctly, and I didn't find any issues related to mobile data either. But the auto brightness sensor sometimes becomes unstable, which causes unnecessary brightness fluctuations. Hopefully Samsung will fix this with a future update, because the phone is supposed to get 6 OS upgrades and 6 years of security updates according to Samsung, but it's not known when the updates will actually be released on the M16 after the initial release. Right now the software doesn't lack useful features, but even with an AMOLED display, there is no always on display. The UI performance is fine for the most part, and with the 90Hz refresh rate, the M16 doesn't feel slow in day-to-day tasks and general app usage. However, minor lags are kind of a feature of Samsung's budget phones. They appear while doing heavy tasks or app switching sometimes. Other than that, performance is alright considering the price. The RAM also makes a difference, and the 4GB RAM variant is only suitable for basic use, I would say, as sometimes even 3 apps don't stay in memory. The extended RAM also doesn't provide much benefit, so the 6GB RAM variant is definitely a better choice. And in the name of AI, Samsung doesn't have anything of its own in this phone. You can use Google Gemini, Google Photos or any third-party apps, no circle to search. Gaming performance is good with casual games. The loading time for heavy games like BGMI isn't too long, and you can play BGMI on smooth ultra or HD high settings. I think it's an okay smartphone for casual matches. Decent enough for the price, in my opinion. Also, it doesn't heat up after a full classic gameplay. Only the upper part feels warm to touch, mainly the area around the camera lenses. Main reason being the MediaTek Dimensity 6300 isn't a power focused or performance focused chipset, so there's no heat issue in normal environment. The battery doesn't drain much either. The battery backup is good with moderate use including extensive social media, Wi-Fi or 5G data, Bluetooth, slight gaming, some calling and GPS. It lasts for 1.5 to 2 working days. Also, there's nothing special in the haptics as expected. It has a plain simple vibration motor which works fine at full intensity. I think the picture quality from the 50 megapixel main sensor is impressive for the price. The color saturation is decent. Pictures come out fairly detailed. The pictures also seem decent to me in terms of contrast, but keep your expectations in line with the lighting. The better the lighting, the higher your expectations should be. In the video department, I found the performance from the main camera not as impressive as still pictures, and bringing in more light helps here as well. Recording up to 30 fps full HD resolution is possible. EIS stabilization is available and the quality is nothing exceptional. But if you need to record videos occasionally, it is definitely possible to get usable video recordings from the main shooter. Can't say the same about ultrawide, it is just there, not particularly useful because it's only 5 megapixels, and I found the contrast and saturation to be off. And finally, the 2 megapixel macro camera, it's not worth talking about in my opinion. The main function is to make the camera island match some of the latest Galaxy devices, which it does pretty well. And again, keeping the M16's price point in mind and the decent main camera, I'm not complaining, but there's definitely room for improvement in terms of overall camera quality from this phone. Now, whether you should buy the Samsung M16, well, after using it, I feel that its AMOLED panel is a major plus point for the price, and besides that, the back design is pretty good if you are into that. My experience with basic functions was great. The build quality and colors are good, but there's also some major issues which we discussed in the previous sections. So overall, I would say if you want a Samsung budget smartphone, you can definitely consider the M16. Also, if your use is basic, a Galaxy F06 or M06 can also be considered. You will get the 6GB RAM with a charger for the price of the 4GB M16 or F16. There are better and worse phones available in different areas besides the M16, and among them I think this M16 is an okay worthwhile option. You can check out the M16 and other Galaxy phones. Links are in the description, and it would be helpful to the channel if you buy using our links. Like this review and comment if you have any questions or suggestions. That's all for this one. Thanks for watching.